You're listening to Opinions in Beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that have... That has a whiffer?
Robot voice because of
Thick and dark looking. It looks.
Put a lot of oxygen into the fermenting yeast. They go aerobic and they start multiplying.
Great American Ale off, but I don't want to drink a bunch of American Ales.
Cause of death. Dun dun dun.
It tastes worse than Bud Light.
Straight up 10. You put $10 in and won $400 at the casino?
Yeah,
That's amazing!
it really is.
Hello, this is Opinions and Beer. You're looking at the newest, richest person of all the Morgan family, Rebecca.
Yeah.
We got Rebecca. I'm Adam, your host. We have Rebecca here. We have EdRay1416.
Hello, everyone.
We have, to assist us, Timothy Miller.
How you doing?
And we will be doing a very special episode today. It is the King Cake Showdown. We have 2 King Cake beers. That's right, King Cake beers in the heart of Mardi Gras season. We have 2 King Cake beers that we are going to pair one-on-one with each other to see who is crowned the king. Get it? Funny?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I get it. It's not that funny.
Okay. But anyways, let's also after this we have a game we're gonna play with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. With the 4 of us, it's called Fake News. Are you ready to play Fake News, Rebecca?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun game. Okay, I'll explain the rules when we get to that point. Ed Ray also has a Truly to review, so like we're gonna probably drink these, think on them for a second, let Ed Ray do his little thing, review our thoughts and say our rating and give our vote, and then we'll play the game. Okay. So let's start off. Which one do you want to start off with?
Let's start with this one.
Okie dokie. We are going to start off with Ingenious's Imperial King Cake Stout. This stout is a whopping 12% in alcohol by volume. It is brewed with vanilla, cream cheese, and cinnamon.
Ooh.
Are you ready to try this beer?
It looks thick.
We are pouring this beer. Looks pretty thick.
Yeah.
Oh, are you trying to get some?
Yep.
Get like a little
Oop,
get a little
it's
glass because I'm
spill.
using these for the other ones. Is this empty? Okay. All right. So here we go with a 12% Ingenious Imperial King Cake Stout. You ready to try it? Oh, you want to switch?
Smells like
Are you?
It's just gonna spill
Okay.
anyways.
smells like cake.
It smells like cake. Does it smell like cake to you?
I mean, it tastes like cake.
It tastes pretty good.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Tastes pretty good. Tastes very pastry stouty.
Yeah. I can kind of taste the cinnamon. It's not like super strong, but it's in there.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go over this in a later episode, but I'm currently on a diet, and drinking this right here is my official cheat day for the podcast. I'm dedicating 1 cheat day a week to for the podcast, so I can continue the podcast.
Yeah.
But I've actually started. I'll tell you about it later. In
Okay.
another episode, we're gonna go in depth into diets and whatnot. But I actually started the carnivore diet.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of the carnivore diet?
Is that where you fast all day and just eat like meats and whole cheeses?
We're not really supposed to fast.
Okay.
That's actually that you're thinking of the OMAD diet.
Okay.
But some people do pair keto with OMAD or carnivore with OMAD.
Yeah.
And technically I've done that, but only during work week. Only during work days because all there is fast food. I can't really go somewhere and eat actual meat.
Yeah.
But basically you eat only meat. meat, steak and eggs, basically. I mean, I can only afford steak and eggs.
Okay.
I can't. You can do fish, but it has to be like high end fish. It can't be like cheap tilapia. It has to be fatty fish.
Like tuna. Or salmon.
No, yeah, like maybe a bigger fish, probably even halibut, maybe.
Oh.
Probably something expensive, like $30 for a fish. That's how much. So.
Yeah. I don't know why fish is so expensive.
But I went from
Like,
Because Jesus used to fish.
So I actually started
That's
with
why?
I started at 210 on this diet. I started at 210. I'm down to 192,
woohoo!
maybe 191. It fluctuates between 190 and 193.
Yeah. It's like you drink a cup of water in the morning, you gain like 5
Yes, yes. Anyways, when I sipped this beer, it immediately ruined my diet.
pounds. Yep.
This is the cinnamon is sticking out a lot more. It's really cinnamony, huh? Cinnamon and
Yeah.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Do you? The cream cheese is not coming through for me. Is it for you?
Kinda, but it kind of just tastes like I feel like the stouts in general kind of have like a cream cheese taste.
Yes.
And maybe that's what it is.
Huh? You're trying it? Is it good? Okay. So we're sipping on that. Okay, we'll sip on that. You know, the 12%, for being 12%, do you feel any burn?
No.
Yes,
Not
very.
at all.
It's actually a smooth beer. Okay. Now here's for the grand test to see if this matters. So Ingenious was brewed with the ingredients of a King Cake beer.
Yeah.
Struggle Street, let's see if it matters, but Struggle Street brewed it, conditioned it, so that means after it was brewed and then it sat with basically actual king cake from Rayo's Bakery. This was
Yeah.
brewed on top of Rayo's Bakery king cake. This King Cake Struggle Stout is 8% in alcohol by volume. It was canned on 2/10/20. There's nothing really on this. Struggle Street's more of a local brewer in Beaumont, Texas. This is the first can release that we were able to purchase. This is their second can release in history.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's spewed on me. Okay. What a violent opening. Let's see. The first thing I'll notice is that it's not as
thick.
It's not as thick, and the carbonation is quickly fading. Comparatively, it seems almost. Is it almost overly carbonated?
Yeah, because this one, it took a while for the head to build up after you poured it, but this one it was like immediately.
This one has This one has the carbonation of what appears to be a soda.
Soda.
I'm not gonna mix. You better wash that cup. You go wash the cup, or you're gonna mix flavors. You won't be able to judge it properly.
You're right.
So it's definitely thinner. I'm gonna say it's thinner. It poured thinner. It's way more carbonated than this one. To the point where the head just fizzled away. It's still bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's still it's just bubbling like it's
Yeah.
like it poured like Coke.
Uh-huh.
It's not as sweet smelling. Not like cake.
Is a baby in this one? No baby. I don't feel any baby rattling around.
Nope.
They put a baby, a real baby. They put a real baby inside one of their Struggle Street cans, and I was hoping I would get it, but maybe not.
It might be in the other ones.
All right. You ready to try Struggle Street?
Yeah.
I'm gonna smell it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There is a difference for sure.
Okay.
Really? There is a difference.
So. This tastes like Dr. Pepper,
This one,
but the cream cheese.
This tastes
So
like-
the cream cheese comes through.
Like the
Yeah, it
32
does.
Dr. Pepper. Like the 32 Dr. Pepper with 32 flavors. Is that right?
23 flavors.
23 flavors? Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I'm gonna take away. The biggest thing I'm gonna take away from this though is the cream cheese comes through.
yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely drinks thinner.
Mm-hmm.
The smell don't smell like cake. but it tastes like cake a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest,
It does.
it does smell like king cake.
It tastes like king cake too. Like this tastes more like a king cake flavored soda.
I know.
Like it doesn't even taste like beer. I mean, like
You think it's
Yeah.
I think it might be the thickness of it. Mainly because it's a stout. It's like a very thin stout, which is actually it's comparatively to some of the more imported stouts I've had, like from Boobery by Ingenious Brewing Company. I'm going to think on this. Ed Ray, while we're thinking about which of these two king cakes are the better and which rating we're going to give them, go ahead and review what you got.
Alright, so what I've been given here today to review is Truly Spiked and Sparkling, which is a very hard soda. This is a flavor or pomegranate in there, and according to what this ingredients say, that one of the main ingredients is mandarina hops. Now, I don't know what that is, but I think that is one of the factors in making this an alcoholic drink. And this has been packaged in either Boston or Cincinnati, Ohio, or Brandonsburg, Pennsylvania. And this drink has
This one
5% alcohol by
This one's
volume
sweet.
right here, so it's time to go ahead
Struggle
and...
Street.
It is sweeter?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I'm getting here, it does smell like a fresh pomegranate and a carbonated beverages. I'm not a huge fan of carbonated beverages, but I'm doing this because I was asked to review this, and I'm going to do what I'm asked to do for this podcast here. And I've already smelled this, and like I said, it smells like fresh pomegranate. Now it's time for me to taste it.
I don't know. What does it taste like?
Pomegranate.
It tastes like Alka-Seltzer because I could barely taste the pomegranate in there. It's like I had heartburn and wanted to drink this instead of drinking beer. My goodness.
This tastes
I'm going to give this a 0 out of 10.
This tastes like Alka-Seltzer. Hey, that's like the popular thing right now. Is these
Yeah,
is that
those
the
spiked waters?
spiked
like,
waters is the popular thing.
Those carbonated waters.
Hey, Ed Ray, get with the populace.
Well, I've already reviewed this. I gave it a 0 out of 10.
Okay, so Jesus, I don't know which to pick over the one and the other.
Okay, well, what do we want to base it
I
off
say
of?
the
If we're basing it
Imperial
off of,
King Cake. I say
like-
the Imperial King Cake because it's bright with flavors.
Yeah. But if we were to base it off of what tastes more like a king cake, I would go with Struggle Street.
Yes.
It tastes the most like king cake, but like I could see this one being more regular and this being just like occasionally.
You say you would drink the Imperial King Cake more often
Yeah.
than the Struggle
Like I'd
Street?
be more likely to drink this like even not around Mardi Gras time, but this I would drink again around Mardi Gras if I wanted king cake. You
Yeah,
know?
I think the biggest difference is I feel like the vanilla and cinnamon outshine the cream cheese, and cream cheese isn't necessarily a big part of king cake, is it? It's like the main
whole
one.
Feeling.
What's the main cake? Because I think
Well, you can get different kinds.
yeah,
though.
but the main one is cream cheese.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I mean, and Ingenious is 12%. This is a whopping 8%.
Yeah.
And you don't even taste alcohol, do you? There's not even a taste of alcohol in the Struggle Street.
No.
The Imperial, once it sits for a minute, you get like a mild burn in your chest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna pour some more.
Imperial King Cake. I say the Imperial King
I'm gonna.
Cake.
I've
I
already.
give it a 9 out of 10.
What I like though is that I can tell which one apart.
Yeah.
This is so much thicker. It's so
Yeah.
thick, and it's so like stouty. It's so stouty.
Yeah.
Struggle Street is such a thin. It's good. It's like it's super delicious.
Yeah, like it just
It
tastes
is-
like
yeah, Struggle
liquid
Street, I give
dessert.
it-
But
I
it's
give it
yes,
9
like
out
it
of
tastes
10 too,
like
but-
liquid dessert. It is But the
This would be good in like a milkshake. Like
But
put this with some ice cream and make like a
Oh
float.
yeah! Oh goodness! A king cake beer float.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
It would be.
That would be good.
At least we're seeing the difference. So the difference is that overall, the flavor profile comes through better in Struggle Street's King Cake Struggle Stout. So conditioning it on the actual cake, conditioning it on the actual ingredient, does work in Struggle Street's favor. Imperial King Cake does not hit all the notes of a king cake, which a big thing about our rating system is, does it taste like what it says? It does taste cakey.
It smells like cake.
It smells like cake, but it doesn't taste completely like king cake. And for that, I will give just on the name alone, I will give the edge to Struggle Street's King Cake Struggle Stout. And that's
How much more of an edge? Like a half a point?
half a point.
Yeah.
Half a
That's what I
point.
was thinking. Like they're kind of different, but like they're both good. But they're very different.
They're very different. And that's good though. That's good. They made,
Yeah.
and that's how the brewery's showing their personalities by brewing different beers. So give us a number.
Like a 7.5.
I'm going to. I was going to go with 8 and 8.5, but
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to do 7.5 and 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 8.5 Struggle Street. And I'm gonna do 9 Ingenious Imperial King Cake.
Yeah.
Because it was good. I like their flavor.
I mean, it's very stouty. Yeah,
it was very stouty.
I mean,
and they were. It was just. It smelled like cake, and it was just. It was thick like it was just thick, and it was
Yeah.
good. And I say I
The-
like.
The thing about opinions is opinions change over time, and this is just our current opinion of the day.
Yeah.
But
It could change next year if we do it again.
yeah, we may try it again next year and be like, okay, Ingenious had it, but this year, Struggle Street this is their second can release ever. They're a rather newer brewery, and for them,
they did pretty good.
for them to
Pretty
be, for them, they are really
good.
great.
There's nothing wrong with their beer.
Struggle Street is really great at nailing their flavors.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a peanut butter jelly beer from them, and it tasted
Like
like peanut butter and jelly. Like they nail their flavors. So I can't knock them any less. Where as far as the Imperial King Cake seems to, even though it's a thicker, they've been around for longer, so they know how to make a solid beer. But
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But exactly, they know how to do it, and yet they still are missing some cues, and that's because there's a lot of artificial stuff going on with them now, I think, and it's really coming through. But anyways, moving on to, guess what time it is?
What
It's
is this?
game time. Okay, so here we go. We're playing. You can't look. Sit more at a diagonal, so you can't see the screen. No one can see the screen except me. So we are playing a game. I'm gonna pull up a notepad. I'm gonna pull up a note.
What?
All right, WordPad. Let's put up WordPad maybe. I'm gonna get up a point system. Ed Ray. No, what's going on? Type. What's going on? It won't let me type. I gotta pay for Office? What bullshit is this? Okay. Let's pull up another notepad. Okay. Ed Ray. Tim May.
I like how it's still bubbling.
Yeah, Struggle Street's still bubbling. Before we start the game, I'm gonna refill my drink. Let me refill the drinks. Alright, can't remember which one it was. God, it's so violent.
Is it more violent than King Violent?
Maybe like that might deduct some
That's why
points.
they call it
Yeah.
Struggle.
I mean, it's just it explodes when you open it.
That's why you need to open it a little slower.
Maybe are they overfilling it? You think?
I don't know. I don't know what would cause that.
Look, that's a perfect open.
The struggle is what causes it.
I think
Yeah.
I think the overcarbonation's causing it.
Maybe we should let them.
Look at the difference. Look at the head. This is just fizzing away.
Or maybe they'll get like
Oh
some
God!
feedback.
You should mix it 50-50. You should
I was
mix it
making a
50-50,
mess.
see what happens.
I'm making messes over here. My computer's getting sticky. Thank you, Struggle Street. Yes, you can have some. Whatever. No. Invite them over here. Okay. So here we go. We are starting fake news. There are 5 rounds in fake news. The object of the game is to determine which of the 3 news articles is real news.
I'm not gonna look.
Okay. So here we go. Round 1. Woman. Oh, no. Yeah. Round 1. Woman sues company after she won a Toyota that turned out to be a Toyota. Eminem has just become the first celebrity to be diagnosed with coronavirus. Backup worship singer promoted to having mic turned on. Which article is the real article? Or should I go through the articles? Should I read the articles?
Are they fake?
How about we read through them after we answer?
Okay. All right.
I think
Starting with Timmy.
I think number 1 is the real article.
Which one?
The number 1 Toyota girl tries to sue after finding out.
All right, you say Toyota.
What was the last one again?
The last one was oh shoot. The last one
about
was
backup
backup
singer?
worship singer promoted to having mic turned on.
Mic turned on, like it wasn't on.
Yes.
But she was a backup singer.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds like boring enough to be true.
Ed Ray.
I'll have to give the nod to number 1.
Woman sues company? Okay. So let's go through some of these real quick. Let's start with backup worship singer. Well, you know what? We'll only go through the ones that were voted on. How's that?
Okay.
Backup worship singer promoted to having mic turned on. During this week's Sunday morning service at Authentic Community Fellowship, worship leader Brooke Lively made a very special announcement. In between back-to-back performances of Waymaker, Lively ceremoniously presented a longtime backup worship singer with a special placard. After 17 years of singing on the worship team every week, and after much prayerful deliberation, declared Lively while playing an emotional piano interlude, and officially permitting you to have your microphone turned on during worship services. So after 17 years, they turned her mic on during worship services. They promoted her. See? When they asked her if there was anything she had to say, she said, I guess I didn't realize it wasn't plugged in the whole time. But, all good now.
Yeah.
The other news that was voted on, woman sues after she won a Toyota. Woman sues company after she won a Toyota that turned out to be a Toyota. What was the real news? Ed, Ray, and Timmy, you get a point. Yes.
It was so obvious.
20
Yeah, I would sue if they get a new Toyota.
26 26-year-old Jody Berry worked at a popular restaurant, Hooters. Hooters hosted a competition to see who could sell the most beer, whoever can make the most money or whatever, and the winner would receive a new Toyota. Man, was she surprised when she received a literal toy Yoda instead of a Toyota. So embarrassed. She was so embarrassed, she sued for wrongful promotion and actually won the price of a Toyota. A car Toyota.
Oh.
So she actually won the money that would pay for a Toyota. Okay, so Timmy and Ed Ray.
I'd be happy if
How
I got
old is
a
that?
Toyota.
Article. That looks
Not
like
a
an old
Toyota.
picture.
It is an older picture.
Okay.
Apparently this has happened 3 times, so that's how she knew how to sue people.
Okay.
Hey, give me a napkin.
She sued people 3 times?
No, 2 other people had been sued prior to this for the same type of thing. They sued a radio station for fake. It's something. Yeah, you can't do fake giveaways. You can't promote like fake competitions. It's called something.
It's
And
called lying.
And you could sue them for the price of whatever prize they actually
lying.
promised. You can't lie on in real life. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't get dirty lying.
Round 2. Are Hollywood crotch candles catching fire?
What?
Dead stripper found in cake. Or Virginia Democrats want to make it illegal. Virginia Democrats want to make it legal for unmarried people to have sex. Which is the real?
What?
Yeah. Okay.
It's illegal.
Well, okay.
That's your wearing cake.
So which of the 3 is the real news, and which 2 are the fake news? So are crotch candles real? Candles that make your crotch smell a little better. Or was a dead stripper found in a cake after suffocating
yeah.
I like that one.
in a cake?
Yeah.
Dead stripper in a
The
cake.
dead sh-
Or are Virginia Democrats wanting to make it legal for unmarried people to have sex? Ed Ray, what do you choose?
Number 3.
What, crotch candles?
No.
No, the Democrat.
Oh, my bad. I read it upside down. So yes, you're saying Democrats? Timmy,
Dead stripper in cake.
Yeah.
Rebecca,
Yeah, same.
dead stripper and cake. So let me go through some of this. Dead stripper found in cake. It wasn't It wasn't. It just wasn't kosher, declares bar mitzvah's boy's mom. Police described upon Cross-Eyed Betty's Bakery in Brooklyn today after 2 mishandled orders resulted in a stripper being baked into a 6-foot cake and,
Oh my god.
and delivered to a Long Island bar mitzvah, while a much smaller cake was delivered to a Rosh's bakery party on New York's Upper West Side, accompanied by a klezmer band and a man dressed as a pirate with a stuffed parrot on his shoulder. Detective Scott Bertman, this is the kind of cake, case, that wants to make you eat your gun. When police traced the mix-up to Cross-Eyed Betty's, they rushed the place and confronted the baker's owner. Cross-Eyed Betty Henderson, as the police stood in front of her, she turned to the donut counter and told the donuts, "This isn't our fault. I took the order myself. I thought the ingredients for one of the cakes were kind of odd, but the customer is always right." She then turned and talked to a spatula. I stand by my bakers, the ones who are left after this last ice raid, that is. Anyways, the bachelor party sadly did not receive the stripper cake, and they had a small cake, and it really died out pretty early.
Okay. No.
Virginia Democrats want to make it legal for unmarried people to have sex. What the hell's going on?
It is legal for unmarried people.
It turns out
Yeah, that's
it turns out there's a weird law or a law in Virginia that's still on the books that only married couples can have sex according to a legal loophole in Virginia. So Ed Ray gets another point.
How obvious can that be?
I'm sorry. It's hilarious.
Okay, round 3. I can no longer, in good conscience, eat meat after seeing that tic-tac-toe playing chicken at the county fair. Pokemon fans are up in arms when Game Freak's refusal to include a national sex offender registry in Sword and Shield.
Wait, what?
Australian man guilty of using cell phone while riding horse because he didn't have a hands-free device. Which of these three?
Wait. Repeat that.
Okay. Okay, let's do number one. Okay. Australian man guilty of using cell phone while riding horse because he didn't have a hands-free device. Pokemon fans are up in arms with Game Freak's refusal to include a national sex offender registry in Sword and Shield. So basically, they want to. Certain Pokemon fans would like to have a sex offender registry in the game Sword and Shield, so they know where the sexual predators live in the game. I can no longer, in good conscience, eat meat after seeing that tic-tac-toe playing chicken at the county fair.
I'm gonna go with the Pokemon thing.
I'm gonna go with the other thing, with
The man riding the horse.
man
with his
riding a
phone.
horse.
Yeah.
Ed Ray.
Man riding the horse.
Let's see.
The fake news.
I just don't
Pokemon.
know if you'd really get in trouble for that. Being on your phone, on a horse.
I don't
In a huge blow for Pokemon devotes everywhere, Game Freak revealed this week that the upcoming Pokemon Sword and Shield will not include the National Sex Offender Registry that for so long has been a quintessential part of the game experience. Needless to say, fans are up in arms about losing the crucial ability to know exactly which Pokemon Center employees and gym leaders in the region have a serious past of indecent exposure, molestation, or soliciting children, child pornography. That was, in fact, fake news. The real news. Australian man guilty for riding a horse and using a cell phone. A man in Australia has pleaded guilty to a charge of talking on a handheld cell phone while riding a horse. He and the horse were stopped by police after he was seen holding a cell phone to his ear while riding on a rural road. I've had someone charged with being drunk on a horse before, but just one. But this is the first time someone's been charged for talking on a horse with a phone. So Timmy and Ed Ray.
3 for 3.
Crap.
How much more?
3 for 3.
We're almost there.
I want. It's fun.
Round 4.
It's fun.
VeggieTales reboot to include sanctimonious elitist lemon named Don. So VeggieTales reboot to include an elitist lemon named Don.
Okay.
Man fakes own death to escape group chat. Man suffers from really huge big toe.
Man makes own death.
3.
To escape this death.
Wait, do you have them written that they're fake or not
No.
fake? Well, I need to read the headlines again.
Okay.
One piece?
Alright. Do you need me to read the headlines again, Timmy? Everyone? Okay. Here's number 1. Man suffers from really huge big toe. Man fakes own death to escape group chat. VeggieTales reboot to include sanctimonious elitist lemon named Don.
It's cheese. It's what he got.
Man fakes death
Or the white
to
cheddar.
escape group chat. That'd be something I would do.
This is cheddar.
I'm gonna go with the first one.
This is what he got.
You're going with man suffers from really huge toe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he got.
This is going to be controversial, but the VeggieTales one.
VeggieTales. So
That's what he got.
we gotta go
Take it back.
through kind of all 3 of these, don't we? Okay, well, let's go through them real quick. Lemon. VeggieTales is finally being rebooted without all the sacrilegious elements of the Netflix version, such as eyebrows and irises.
It's not flavored. There's no flavor.
One new character confirmed to appear on the show is a sanctimonious elitist lemon named Don, a news anchor and cultured elite. Don the Lemon anchors a news show on Veggie News Network, popular in airports and hotel lobbies in the VeggieTales universe. Don the Lemon will lecture all the vegetables on how they're not as cultured as he is on his show and laugh at them for being dumb, hick vegetables. Dumb hick vegetables. Have you ever seen The Great Family? He says, laughing in one upcoming episode. They're like the Beverly Hillbillies, but they're grapes instead of humans. Paul Grape sings a dope harmony, though, even I have to admit. Don the Lemon will have an arch rival, Don the Orange, who is elected president of the kitchen counter on a wave of populist sentiment. Don will rant about him every night on his BNN program, but sadly none of the other veggies watch the show. The character is expected to leave a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
There's no flavor.
Did you hear that? Don the Orange will be his rival that becomes president of the kitchen.
No flavor?
Don the Orange.
That all sounds
Man fakes his own death to escape group chat. Local man Frank Wilbur has been stuck in a group chat with his family for the past 3 years and had resigned himself to the fact that he would be inundated with a steady stream of text messages, pictures, emojis, and one-word responses for life. But as yet another text message came across in the endless series of messages, he contacted a hitman in the area. He arranged for his apartment to be ransacked, making it look like he was assaulted, kidnapped, and left to die. Make sure you get enough blood on the carpet so that it looks like I probably died, he told the goon for hire. Goodbye for good, he whispered, as he logged off the group chat for one last time. The man is reportedly starting a new life in an undisclosed location, a new job, a new family, a new identity. He has, however, disappointed to find that his new coworkers quickly added him to the company group chat. And then, man suffers from really huge big toe. On TLC's, my feet are killing me. You don't have to walk a mile in Brian Mills' shoes to know he has a big problem, a giant big toe on his left foot. Miles was born with an enlarged toe which grew so big that the toe next to it had to be removed when he was 2 years old. After they took that one off, my big toe started growing significantly bigger, he crawls. It feels like I'm walking on sandpaper.
Ew.
So what was the real news?
Big toe.
Big toe gets it.
No.
How big is his toe?
Pretty big enough where they had to cut off one of his other toes for it to keep growing.
Yeah, but like, where is it?
Right there, look. Look how big it is. Wait.
That's pretty
Look.
toe.
Yeah, why did they just cut that one off? Cause it wouldn't quit growing.
Wait, no, look, that's his one foot. Look at this toe. Look, it's doing it. Ah!
Yeah.
That's a big toe.
Yeah.
They had to cut off. Look, he has 4 toes because they had to cut off the one next to the.
His toes are all gross.
That's crazy.
One of them's got like weird stuff on it. It's the big toe. It's got
It's
like
all
a
crooked,
corn.
like someone broke it a couple of
Ed
times.
Ray, this is the biggest toe. It's bigger than your toes.
Ew. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You want to see?
Okay. Last round. Round number 5. Space Force doctrine mostly plagiarized from StarCraft video game. TV's dumb news abruptly folds. Bat bombs were in competition with the atom bomb. What's the real news? What's the fake news?
Want to repeat that again?
Bat bombs were in competition with the atom bomb. TV's dumb news abruptly folds. Space Force doctrine mostly plagiarized from StarCraft video game.
StarCraft video game.
To me, you go with StarCraft video game.
Yeah.
Ed Ray,
Dumb TV.
you say TV's dumb news abruptly folds? Rebecca,
Yeah, TV's dumb news.
Yeah.
okay. Timmy said that Space Force doctrine mostly plagiarized from StarCraft video game. The Pentagon, much of planned Space Force doctrine has been copied directly from the popular space-themed video game StarCraft. Supply, deploy, refinery. Steven isn't a Space Force officer, but investigating DoD officials had approached him.
DoD officials.
Yes, I think Space Force may sue Yes. Space Force. No, StarCraft may sue Space Force for stealing their rules and licenses to use on the actual government agency Space Force.
Wow. Cool.
Or TV's dumb news abruptly folds. The syndicate series America's Dumbest News has abruptly shut down. Billionaire backer Howard W. Hughes III made the announcement today. First of all, forgive my long fingernails. I don't like hairbrushes, he began. And I'm sorry about the soiled diaper. I overslept this morning. Today I'm announcing the cessation of America's Dumbest News. As many of you know, this has always been my pride and joy. 4 years ago, I set out to show how stupid some news stories can be. For an instance, it was recently reported that a Florida woman made a frag bomb in a mason jar while in a Walmart store. Now get this. She was stealing all the ingredients from the store, putting them all together, and then was going to create a lethal bomb that would go off in the same store. I thought that was pretty stupid. Then I see the same story on a right-wing news station, and Nancy Pelosi's name was linked to it. The long-nailed hair man, dumbest news, never had a chance. We reported on a story where a Kansas man asked a judge to allow him to have a samurai sword fight with his ex-wife. Toilet jumping mad. That same day, the president started to jump up and down about toilets. How do you compete with that? The real news is now the dumb news. I mean, Yamaha musical instruments are warning people not to cram themselves into one of the instrument cases and be shipped somewhere. Duh! I'm ready to headline that, and Lindsey Graham does a Scarlett O'Hara swoon on the Senate floor. Which story gets the most interest? Can you say swoon? Anyways, and then the other one. Bat bombs were in competition with the atom bombs. Believe it or not, bat bombs, after hearing about the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor in December, Pennsylvania dentist and inventor Lyndall S. Adams hatched a scheme to use bat bombs to attack Japanese cities. The plan was...
crap. That was true.
The plan was really straightforward. Strap small incendiary bombs with timers to bats and release them above Japanese cities. The bats would roost inside buildings and homes, allowing the small bombs to do maximum damage. Adams happened to know Eleanor Roosevelt, and his crackpot scheme was not immediately dismissed by military personnel. The president's advisors actually took up the plan with enthusiasm and wrote to General Resuring, "The man is not a nut." By 1943, the U.S. Army was conducting serious tests. Thousands of bats were captured with nets and were placed in ice cube trays and cooled so they would be in hibernation mode when shipped overseas. As the military did more research, they were beginning to like the plan. They found that bats can carry almost double their own weight in flight, and their nocturnal behavior made them perfect for seeking into rooftops and structures undetected. The inventor of napalm served a brief stint on the project and said the bat bombs yielded 30 times the destruction of a conventional incendiary bomb. They were so good at secretly penetrating buildings that when a few escaped testing, they managed to destroy a fuel tanker, air hangar, and a general's car. Clearly, they could be destructive, but more work was needed to deploy them effectively. That was real news.
I knew it. I didn't know what bat bombs were until you told me on it.
So we had Ed Ray got 3 points, Timmy got 2 points, and Rebecca got 1 solid point.
Yeah. I win.
Was that fun, Rebecca?
Biggest loser.
If I did fake news again one day, what would be would there be anything that needed to be changed?
No.
Okay, was it kind of fun?
Yeah.
Interesting? Hearing things?
Yeah, we need more selections out of like, instead of 3, like 4 or 5.
To give it more harder?
And we need more people to play with.
I know, yeah. To more conversate about it. To conversate about the stuff. I got a lot of games coming up, guys. I got a song or it's what's it called? Song or monologue. Song or monologue, and I'm going to basically I'm going to translate songs and movie monologues into like a biblical form or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to, not only do you have to tell me if it's a song or monologue, but you'll end up having to tell me what song and monologue is the translated text.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that first one? I got the idea because I saw that All-Star one translated.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not see
It's
that.
really ridiculous.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a really hard game when we get to it.
Okay.
This is fun. Fun little episode. How long were you in this? 44 minutes. That's a pretty solid episode. Nice little party episode. Drinking King Cake Struggle Stout.
Not that long.
It's not that long. Our last episode was an hour. Okay. But overall thoughts, Timmy. Overall thoughts on everything. Thoughts on
Don't put strippers in cakes.
Do not put strippers in cake. Ed Ray, what's your thoughts on everything we've done tonight so far?
The fake news could have been a lot more stupider.
Like what so?
Pretty much everything.
What was your favorite fake news?
Stripper and cake. Was that
Either that, or the stupid TV news.
The TV news. Rebecca, what was your favorite fake news?
My favorite fake news? Probably the one with the stripper.
The stripper?
That was so dumb. It wasn't kosher.
It wasn't kosher.
You can roll it.
Oh man. Okay. These are good beer. Good beers.
Yeah. Final thoughts on the beers.
Final thoughts on these beers.
Struggle Street, if you're listening, you need to work on your bubbles.
Huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, is this
My
good?
bubbles.
Man, when it heats up, it's been kind of sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm letting the Struggle Street. It's like pure syrup. No, I don't know. It's like pure sugar. Oh, come on, Struggle Street. You're ruining my diet. At least this one, all the sugar turned into alcohol. Yours, it's all sugar still. No.
Yeah, I know.
It's solid though. It's very Dr. Peppery. At least it has flavor. Like
23 flavors.
I said, I had a previous one very similar to this. These overseas beers are very thin like this, and so but those don't have any flavor because overseas has a very strict guideline on flavor in beer.
Oh.
They can peat it. I had peated beers. The worst beer I ever had on the show was peated whiskey beer. It tasted like if you poured whiskey in a glass of ice,
Yeah.
and then you took the whiskey out, and then you let that ice melt. And it was horrible.
That does sound pretty bad.
Horrible. You know what peated is? Smoked. I had smoked beer, smoked whiskey beer. So on top of iced whiskey, they put smoke on that ice. Disgusting.
Smoky eyes.
Are you struggling with your streets? Are you ingenious? Be sure to follow, like, share, subscribe on all of our platforms. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on Minds. We are on Gab. We are on Spotify. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on YouTube. We are every single place in this world.
Yeah.
And you should listen to us because we are the best. And that's sadly an opinion.
But it's our opinion.
But it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because all we have here are opinions and beer.